Hey everyone, I'm here with some more bonus draft content as the Year of Modern Flashback rolls on, and we're doing Triple Rise of the Eldrazi, one of the slowest formats ever after one of the fastest formats ever, so it's kind of a fun thing to do. What's cool is they're in the same block, so it's cool flavor-wise, because once the Eldrazi come out of the ground, wow. Is that a foil one? Well, I don't even need to look at the rest of this pack. No, I will for the sake of you guys. But yeah, we want to take Emrakul, obviously, try as hard as we possibly can to make a ramp deck. He's also worth a lot, so even if we can't make one, we get that value. So some cards in this pack. What is good in this pack? Well, I think Stagger Shock's pretty good. Removal like this is a little worse in this format. As I mentioned, it's a slow one. Creatures are huge, but there are a lot of levelers in the format, and it can kill all of them, more or less, before they transform. Rapacious one's pretty good. Definitely not, like, first pickable, though, I don't think. Arrogant Bloodlord, also pretty good. It has a real downside in that if a Scion blocks it, it dies. You can basically build a Kiln Fiend build-around deck if you try. Bear Umbra is pretty sweet. Yeah, I think Stagger Shock is probably what I'd take out of this pack if Emrakul weren't in it, but we're taking Emrakul. I have drafted this format before, unlike the other ones in this set, which the first few times I drafted them were all in the Flashback format, because this has been on Flashback a lot. So this can help us find Emrakul, so I guess that's a thing. There's not really anything rampy in this pack, except for Essence Feed. I guess Brood Birthing also is rampy. So I think I'm just going to push really hard here and try to draft a very rampy deck for obvious reasons. So it's either Essence Feed or Brood Birthing. I think if we take Brood Birthing, then we really want to make sure that we're getting our we're getting other cards that help us make Scions, which obviously we want to do for Emrakul anyway. Cards like Ancient Stirrings are also worth looking at, because we're not necessarily going to draw Emrakul every game, but I think I want to take Brood Birthing. Essence Feed is probably better, but the deck I'm praying we end up with, I think Brood Birthing will be really good. Okay, well here's a hand of Emrakul, but I'm not completely... Even though I'm hoping we make a lot of Scions, I don't know how confident I am that we will be able to make enough to make playing him worth it. This is a pretty good removal spell. I don't know if I can say no to it. There's a Rapacious one. Yeah. So it's either Oust or Rapacious one. I think it's just going to be Oust, just because it's stronger. As much as I want to make Scions, I'd rather have like lower curve things that help me make them. So yeah, that's a pretty sweet thing to open. It's basically like ideal, right? So, you know, second picking Brood Birthing I don't think is usually right, but I'm feeling a little wacky thanks to a first pick Emrakul. What does this even do? Yeah, no thank you. Man, we're not seeing a whole lot to like actually help us, you know, with our ramping plan. You know, 2 mana 2/2s are good in most formats. They're not really in this one. It's just a format filled with too many creatures who get overpowered. Stalwart Shield Bearers isn't the worst. We could end up, you know, taking more cards with Defender. Shared Discovery. You know, if we end up with a lot of Scions, it is definitely pretty good, and I may just take it because of that. Yeah, no thanks. So yeah, I'm gonna take Shared Discovery. See if we end up with enough Scions that drawing the 3 cards is easy. We need to take, basically, I mean, I think I need to just stop even thinking about removal and just try to take every card that has Eldrazi Scion written on it. Ideally, and not more than 3 colors, though. There are 3 packs worth of Evolving Wilds, 3 packs worth of Prophetic Prisms, and 3 packs worth of, what's it called? There's a 3 mana one that lets you search your library for a basic land. Wow, Pathrazor too, huh? Lets you search your library for a basic land and puts a Scion into play. But man, we're not doing so well on the on getting what we want after opening this. Man, I mean that's a good card, but I don't think I should like grab another giant Eldrazi, especially when I'm not sure the deck that I'm hoping we can make is going to happen. I may just take like the reasonable creature with evasion here. It does put us, 4 cards in 4 different colors, which is not exactly a good thing. So we could take a leveler instead. The levelers are all reasonable because, more or less, because they get bigger in the later game, and in the early game they're all right. Like, this can block okay early. Yeah, I guess I'll take a blue card at least. So there's another Oust. That is not the card I was hoping for. So yeah, again, no good ways to make Scions, but I don't mind Oust again. I mean, it's not like a permanent removal spell, but it's pretty efficient at what it does. Yeah, we'll take a second Oust. 1 mana for that effect is nice. Okay, Vent Sentinel. So we could build the Defender deck. That could be what we want to convince us to do so. And maybe that other Defender card will wield to us. Yeah, See Beyond's not bad, but I think I take the Vent Sentinel. They can just get ridiculous. So it's a good reason to take them. Last Kiss is an okay removal spell. Not so much. I guess I could take the Hand here. This pack isn't great for us, generally speaking. Hyena Umbra is not bad. Like these are all auras that I actually like because they can protect your creature. They keep you from getting 2 for 1. You do have to play them when your opponent's like tapped out. But I think I'm going to take Hand of Emrakul and pray we actually get some cards that make Scions other than our 1 Brood Birthing, which is also terrible if you can't make Scions. So, okay, well, I think I'm going to take Ancient Stirrings, although there's a decent removal spell. But I think I'm going to take Ancient Stirrings. That does mean we're in like all the colors, but we could easily lose blue and feel okay about it and go like red, white, green. Yeah, I'm going to take the Stirrings. Trying to make this happen. Maybe I should give up on it given what we've seen so far, but Ancient Stirrings number 2. Okay, I don't know if I want a second one. 1's probably enough for me. Could just take the Reasonable Leveler, even though he's not the best leveler. Demystifies an okay sideboard card. Oh hell, I'm just gonna take a second Ancient Stirrings. Who, also helps us find our lands, right? Come on, Magic Gods, you can't give me a first pick Emrakul and then just give me the finger. It's not right. It is not right. I mean, the okay news at least is that our Ousts are playable no matter what. Okay, I think we take Evolving Wilds here over another hand. Okay, well, so Defender deck could be a thing. Could be our fallback. Yeah. I mean, given what's in this pack, I mean, granted, you could do some Kiln Fiend nastiness, but I think I'm going to take another Giant Eldrazi. There's, whether we play it, I'm not sure. But we do have 2 pieces of the Defender deck. This one's not the best, but this one's one of the best. So if we can also get Overgrown Battlements, though, like, then our deck can do both Defender and Emrakul, and that's, I think, what we want. That would be great for us. That's our dream here. We want to live that dream. Last pick, Plains. Oh man, I didn't get it there quick enough for it not to show up in my main board. All right, well, Magma is just good. How much does Inquisition of Kozilek cost right now? Hold on a second. It's only $2, so I don't think that's enough to convince me to take it. Probably should just take Magma. Regress is good. We don't have anything to make signs. We do have another one of these, but the other one wheeled to us, so we can hope that one will as well. Bloodthrone can be good if we actually end up with some signs, but I think we just take the powerful card. It's a 5 mana 4/4 that can just start picking things off. It is definitely better if we have some Scions, so it fits into our deck, but I think it's good even without Scions, so I don't feel terrible taking it. Ooh, Artisan of Kozilek too, man. It's showing me all the Eldrazi and no way to... And Ulamog's Crusher. Really? Well, what am I talking about? I think we got to take the Hatcher. I mean, we have other, Eldrazi that can slide in. Granted, Artisan's probably the best non-rare one, but we got to take the Hatcher, right? I mean, it's what our deck wants to be doing. It's what our Magma wants. It's what Emrakul wants. It's what Brood Birthing wants. So I think we want it. We could end up not playing green at all, incidentally. Like, we just have these Ancient Stirrings. But yeah, and it's also what the Hand of Emrakul in our sideboard and our Pathbreaker wants. Where's Skittering Invasion when you need it? It's a card, a colorless card that makes like a ton of them, a ton of Scions. That is. So Nest Invader's good. Spawning Breath's okay, but Nest Invader's just better. I mean, Spawning Breath is another early way to make Scions, but Nest Invader also brings like a real body with it. Not, you know, a 1 damage removal spell that usually you kill a Scion and make a Scion, which again it's not the worst. But I think we take the Invader and we think about just, okay, so lots of sweet cards here. Hedron Field Purists is pretty cool. I thought it actually had Defender, but it doesn't, so it's a little less exciting, but it's still pretty good. Wall of Omens does have Defender, and it's a pretty good card. Lust for War, not what I don't think I want that. Stagger Shock's pretty good though. It may just be Stagger Shock here. Man, I mean, I could just if I'm gonna end up cutting white, then I do need the removal pretty badly. But if I end up in the Defender deck, I am gonna be sad about passing this Wall of Omens. But I think we just take the card that's a good removal spell. It'll be good in any deck we end up with, and I think that's safer. So Essence Feed, there we go. That's the kind of thing I don't mind taking. It looks like it's a bad card, but it just gives you so much value. Like 6 mana, drain 3 life, and put 3 tokens into play is pretty good. You can't drain your opponent's creatures, but you can drain them, and I think that's relevant. It is black, so we may have to splash for it, but at least we already have 1 Evolving Wilds, so I'm going to take it. Okay, another card with Defender. That may just be the answer here. It's colorless too, so it can be played in any deck we end up in. Puncturing Light isn't terrible, but it's worse in this format than it was in, what was it, Oath of the Gatewatch recently. There's just fewer creatures it can kill. McKindy Griffin is okay, but nothing outstanding. Kind of leaning towards just taking the creature with Defender, though. And I think I will. We're trying to draft 2 different decks here. Okay, so Spawning Breath, I don't mind at all. In fact, I like it. This is another card that, like, in most formats would be like first pickable, or at least it would be close. But here it's like, you know, no one wants it. It's still here pretty late, so we'll take Spawning Breath. It's another way to make early Scions, which we want to be doing. Yeah. So Soul's Attendant, if we can make Scions, is good, and we do have some ways to do it at least. So I think we go for it there. Yeah, we'll take the Attendant over another giant Eldrazi. So this pack, we've at least made some headway in getting ways to make Eldrazi. We do need to try to make green a part of our deck to play this one. Maybe I should have just taken the other Spawning Breath, huh? All right, well, I think we take another Shield Bearers. I mean, you know, we've got 1 of them, and we have a Vent Sentinel, and we have a Reinforced Bulwark. I think that's what we want. I guess maybe Ogre Sentry is just better, though, huh? Blocks better. Doesn't pump other creatures with Defender, but it is a Defender, and I think it's just better than Glory Seeker. 2 mana, 3/3 with Defender wouldn't usually be better than Glory Seeker, but I think it is. Yeah, I'm going to take it. It can just block way better. So I'm kind of liking where we're going. Our biggest problem now might be mana fixing, and playing green just may not be viable, even though I like the Nest Invader and the Ancient Stirrings, really, to help us find this guy, but, you know. Do we have enough ways? Well, we get a Shield Bearers anyway, and I think it's better than the Bulwark. We could also just take the medium removal spell. The problem with it is you have to actually be able to block stuff, but it can actually kill Eldrazi and stuff like that, so I think we probably take it over another Shield Bearer. Yeah. Okay, I think I probably take that. No thanks. I mean, we're just not going to be able to make that happen very often. I think I just take the Slinger now. Too bad it doesn't have Defender. Man, we could have gotten a Smite anyway. I don't really think I want 2 of them. Yeah, the problem with Smite is that you have to actually be able to block a creature. So if it has flying or other kind of evasion, you just can't smite it. But I think having an answer to Eldrazi is pretty good. Okay, so we have some defender things going on. We're sort of getting there on ramp, but I don't really feel like I'm there on either deck. This thing is a huge bomb. Why didn't we just open that first? It's much more practical than what we're trying to do here. Growth Spasm is super good for our deck, though. We need fixing. We need Scions. It does both. Vendetta is also a really good removal spell. But man, I think I'm just going to try as hard as I humanly can to make this deck work as a as an Emrakul deck. And I think I have to take Growth Spasm for that. Kabir Vindicator can be pretty good, but man, I'm going for it here. I'm trying here. Trying to make this as good as possible. Wow, what? Back to back? I probably have to take that. I mean, at least we're white-ish. Is there anything in here that makes me happy about... No, I think we just take the Deathless Angel, that is. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, we could actually basically splash white, honestly, because our white spells are mostly removal spells. And actually go base green. Cut a few of these white things, like, probably don't want either of these. We can probably just keep our white removal. Oh, except I just picked up a Deathless Angel. What am I talking about here? Yeah, we need more fixing. So basically we pick up cards that fix or say Eldrazi Scion on them the rest of the way. Or Defender. I guess that's option number 3. Well, this guy's pretty good. Pretty good little leveler. So no Eldrazi Scion things, unfortunately. I think we just take another one of these guys and hope we can sort of get there a little late on our Defender sub-theme. That's where I think I'm going here. Yeah. Regress is good. But not great. Yeah, we'll take another Sentry, I guess. We're not blue anyway. I guess I could take him. I mean, he's just a good green creature who gets huge late, but I'll take another Defender. Okay, another one of these, but I just don't know if we have enough ways to make Scions for it to be worth it. Granted, in multiples, you're going to be able to make more. There's a Dread Drone, too, which is really good. God, I think I'm taking the Dread Drone. But, like, you know, every time I take a black card, can I even play black effectively? I don't know. Heat Ray is really good. I should probably just be safe and take the Heat Ray. I wouldn't mind either of these, but Heat Ray will play. I mean, our deck may just turn into a red-white good stuff deck. Like, we have powerful cards, and we might not be able to cast Emrakul, but, man, I just feel like I'm trying to entertain people here, so I should take... should try to make the Eldrazi get there, man. Yeah, screw it. We're doing it. We're doing it. Ooh, there we go. That doesn't make me feel as bad. We're passing another Heat Ray. Don't do this, but... we want to cast Emrakul here, you guys. But you probably shouldn't do that. We passed 2 Heat Rays, which is not usually what you want to be doing. Okay. Well, we could take Last Kiss. Give us an early removal spell. I think I like that better than our other... oh, there's a Corpse Hatch. What am I talking about? That got dangerously close to me doing something very stupid. And now a Skittering Invasion. I mean, we don't have a lot of ways to ramp, but the games go long here, you guys. We have ways to ramp later, and we have some early ways to ramp, so yeah, we're taking Skittering Invasion. Wow, so suddenly I kind of feel like we can get there. I don't think it's the ideal build by any stretch, especially because we're stretched across all these colors and we have one freaking piece of fixing. But maybe we'll pick up more. I'm going to take Last Kiss here. We already have a hand if we want to play it. I'm not convinced we do. Yeah. I don't know. I guess we take Battle Rattle. This thing's pretty fun if you can get enough Eldrazi spawn. Might just be Lone Missionary, though. Just a dude. Yeah. Dude who can gain us life. Yeah, we're not going to get any more fixing, so we're probably going to have to cut one color. And I think it's actually become green that we want to cut, believe it or not. Even though it gives us 2 of our earlier pieces of fixing, like, we just have way... Like, as long as we can get to this part of the game, we're going to cast Emrakul. You know, we have to draw Emrakul, but let's take the rare here. We'll take Explosive Revelation. I don't really like the card, mostly because it's random. So we kind of got a defender thing going on, so we can kind of win with Vent Sentinel. We probably want to run 18 lands. We're pretty desperate for them. This thing's nuts, though. I can't believe that was around as late as it was. Almost didn't see it either. We got 2 hatchers, a Dread Drone, a Corpse Hatch, an Essence Feed. Like, we can really get there now. Do we want a 2-mana that guy? No, he's not. He's terrible. Most of the levelers are like, at worst, they're like a shrug, but that one is just bad. I don't want him. So I think we want to try to hold on to white. We do have Deathless Angel. I mean, it's kind of worth thinking about going with green, though, because we do have other early ways of making Scions if we go green. We also have Ancient Stirrings. Man, oh man. I mean, we just got to get to the later part of the game, and we win. Like, that's kind of how I feel right now. Can we get to the later part of the game? I don't know. So we could consider cutting white. The bad part about that is that most of our removal is white. Most of our removal that can, like, at least deal with really big, scary creatures is white. But we got to look at it, you know. I think our deck is certainly more Scion-y if we go with green. It also has another piece of fixing in it if we go with green. What do you even do? No thanks. But Ancient Stirrings, like, I don't think it's wrong to play here. I guess there's a good chance we whiff, though. So it's not right to play here. Like, yeah, it helps us get to Emrakul, I guess. But I think we're going to be playing at least one other Eldrazi. We'd also cut our Deathless Angel, which is pretty good. So let's sort of look at this. Feels sort of like I'm in sealed here. So what do we have to do to make this deck, you know, have enough cards in it? We probably run on 18 lands. So what we would do is probably run like Battle Rattle Shaman, who would be pretty bad in our deck. And Death Cultist, also pretty bad. You know, we're just really getting 2 cards, and then while they're good, and I would love to have them in this deck, I think we got to go with white. We need these removal spells to get us to the later part of the game. We need Soul's Attendant to gain us life. Deathless Angel gives us another non-Eldrazi win condition. So, you know, there's definitely stuff we need to cut, and I think we do want to run probably the hand rather than the Pathrazor. It's going to be hard to cast him. Don't get me wrong, but getting Skittering Invasion late is a big strong way to try to get to be able to cast him. Oh, we don't need you in here anymore. Get out of here. In the hand, we can occasionally just cheat into play, and I think I like that. So I think we bring the hand in more than we want the Pathrazor. I think having 2 things that cost more than 10 mana is going to be dangerous. So Broodbirthing actually seems like it will occasionally make enough things to be worth it. May just want to cut the Lone Missionary. Like, do we have enough defenders to play this guy? We only have 1 defender payoff, but we have the Shield Bearer, 2 Ogre Sentries, Vent Sentinel, and Reinforced Bulwark. Yeah. Still don't love our fixing. I mean, it may be right to cut Deathless Angel just because it's double white, but... Yeah, God, this is hard. I mean, honestly, I should probably not be trying to force Emrakul. That would make our deck way better, but I'm going to do it. I mean, why wouldn't you, right? So... Man, like, just our mana base does not make me very happy. I guess Ancient Stirrings won't whiff completely. It can find us lands. I may have just convinced myself to do something crazy. Finding us lands is fixing, right? Right, you guys? That's how I heard it. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna try to make this work. I'm gonna try to make this very Eldrazi, which basically means doing this. And we're gonna run Ancient Stirrings to help us find lands. This does mean we probably need to run at least as much green as we do black. But Ancient Stirrings can find us lands, and so can Growth Spasm. And this might be... And we also have one Evolving Wilds, and this is kind of crazy. Oh, you need to get out of there. That would have been bad. Maybe we just want to run 19 lands in this world where we want to be casting these things. Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's what we want to do. Yeah, it actually wants us to run 5 for us. There's a 6 green sources. I mean, it's not crucial we have them early. It'd be nice to. And that gives us 5 black sources, but once we get our green, we can find black. So I think that's probably okay. We do need double black for Corpse Hatch. So that's a thing. Maybe I should go to 8, go 5, 8, 5. That is a shaky mana base, but we're going to do it. And we're going to try to cast Emrakul and Hand of Emrakul sometimes, but this is really what we want to do. I feel like it's a win if we just cast this once. That's really my primary goal here. We do have ways to get to the later game. We did lose all our good removal. Again, probably not what you should do if you're really trying to win. We probably should have gone with the white build, but I think we want to try to play Emrakul. So that's what we're going to try to do. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the first match, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.